Marcus Hayes, Fight Hub TV here with the legendary Mr. Jim Lampley. Jim, we just saw Canelo Alvarez take care of business again. Unanimous decision victory over Edgar Berlanga, dropping him in the third round. What did you think about the bout?
Well, you used the key word, business. It was Canelo the businessman doing his business calmly, effectively, winning every round against a less skilled fighter who showed heart, competitiveness, size, strength, etc. I think he got Canelo's respect. By the end of the night, I think Canelo was a fan of Berlanga because of the will and the courage that Berlanga showed in hanging in there, taking those left hooks and uppercuts and, weathering the shots and standing in and continuing to show energy and trying in his way to win the fight. But the skill gap was vast. And you and I know craft is king in this sport. Canelo is a polished craftsman. He has inside game in a very big way, and I give Berlanga a lot of credit for standing in, taking those hooks and uppercuts, and finishing the fight.
That's what I wanted to talk to you about. Edgar Berlanga made a great account for himself, don't you think?
100%. I think he earned a lot of fans and certainly a lot of allegiance from Puerto Ricans tonight. But I think even some of the Mexicans in the audience appreciated that he was willing to fight as hard as he could, even though he was losing every round.
And naturally, the elephant in the room once again, Terence Crawford. The conversations, I'm sure, Jim, will be hearing them abound. What do you think about the fight now that you just witnessed Canelo Alvarez again in a masterclass performance?
I love Terence Crawford, and I want him to have what he wants. But off of what I saw tonight and what I saw in Los Angeles last month when Crawford was fighting my dream off, I am more than ever concerned that he's not big enough, and not big enough to be able to move around the ring and muscle Canelo in the way that he would have to ward off those really vicious inside power shots. I might have thought a few months ago that I would give Crawford a logical chance to win the fight. He is the most skilled pound-for-pound fighter in the world, but I just don't think he's big enough and strong enough to take on Canelo Alvarez at 168 pounds. And so far, Crawford is 154-pound fighter who's only been to 154 pounds once,
right,
and didn't get a knockout. So, I just don't see it at this moment. I think there is a very obvious assignment out there for Canelo Alvarez, and it isn't Terence Crawford at this moment. And you know what it is.
That being another elephant in the room, David Benavidez. David Benavidez still waiting in the wings. This Canelo Alvarez versus the David Benavidez that we saw last time out. How do you think that fight shapes out?
It's a hell of a fight. It's a very exciting fight. It's a fight we all very much want to see. And it seems for the moment that the more we want to see it, the less Canelo wants to give it to us. And he's stubborn about a lot of things, including being his own boss. So it's up to the public to, in some way, put Canelo's feet to the fire to get him to move off the dime and accept the challenge of David Benavidez.
In the fight before that, Danny Garcia kind of going down in his own right. A lot of fans very disappointed. I heard the Q word in the crowd about 10 or 12 times to quit. People thought that Danny Garcia just kind of gave up. What was your assessment of what happened with Danny?
Paycheck. He looked like he was here to get a paycheck, and he looked like something might be wrong with him, and the way that his father moved to stop the fight at the end suggested maybe his father saw something in training that made him aware that Danny was not going to be competitive against Arislandi Lara. So I'm impressed with Lara, but he wasn't in against a real opponent tonight.
And to close everything out, Trevor McCumbee, last for me, versus Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant, a lot of people said that was a masterclass by Caleb Plant. One of the most entertaining fights of the night. What do you think, Jim?
What a show. Yeah, and Caleb Plant is a craftsman. Caleb Plant has real skills. And Caleb Plant was in against a bigger, stronger fighter, and Yeah, I would say it's a masterclass. It was a brilliant demonstration of the skills you use and the counterpunching ability that was necessary for him to beat Trevor McCumbee, and he got a great win.
Well, there you have it, fight fans. The legendary Mr. Jim Lampley. This is Marcus Hayes with Fight Hub. Jim, as usual, thank you. Fred, as usual, thank you. We'll see you soon.